Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Kim.
And Miss Laura.
And we're back with the dogs, Newt over here, and Chewy, and even Sprocket's joined us.
Yes, they all got in place. The minute we said we're going to go do a video, they all ran downstairs and got in their positions.
They love to be on camera.
It works for me.
Bunch of hams.
They're dogs.
Well, yeah.
There's a difference. Anyway,
Maybe.
We'll stop with the banter as usual.
So, it's been a long summer, and I had a good summer. Did you have a good summer, Laura?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Except for that couple weeks where we went on vacation, but
She's joking.
I'm
we had
joking.
A really nice vacation. We had a lot of fun. Camping.
Newton's leaving.
Yep. We'd love to hear what you did on vacation, so next time you're in the library, let us know.
But always up for a good vacation story.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, here he goes again.
He's a little pacey tonight.
Yes.
So this week, though, we are reading some stories about going back to school because a lot of you, or maybe older brothers and sisters, have gone back to school in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, it's him. Okay. I'm hearing noises. It's the dog on the linoleum.
Yes. So I read Marley Goes to School, and it's about a dog, Marley. It's very cute. Who follows his person, Cassie, to school. And what ensues when he does that.
Well, given the fact that the cover has a bunch of crayons thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
It must have been exciting.
But he's wearing a backpack, which is super cute. Dogs and backpacks are adorable.
Yes, I know. And I read We Don't Lose Our Class Goldfish. If you've been following along with our videos, I've also read about We Don't Need Our Classmates and We Will Rock Our Classmates. This is the third installment of Penelope the Dinosaur. Penelope Rex, pardon me. And yeah, she has to take her class goldfish home, and she's scared of him because he's bitey.
Oh.
But he's not so bitey at the end.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't ruin the ending. Don't worry.
No spoilers.
Yeah, but that's what we're reading this time.
Did you ever have a class pet that you took home when
No.
you were in school all those years ago?
I'm not that old.
No, but it's been for.
Well, it is my birthday next week, but still.
It is, yeah. But I mean, even for me, it's been a long time. So we had a. Oh my goodness, what did we have? We had a hamster. That's right.
I didn't go to school here. I have no idea.
We had in my second grade class, I remember we had 2 hamsters named Peanut Butter and Jelly. I believe that's correct. Yes.
You could have just said it was correct, and they would never have known.
I don't know. But on the weekends, we got to take turns bringing the hamsters home.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've
really?
never done. No.
I think it's very common. I think. If you have a classroom pet, you let us know next time you come to the library.
I don't know. We didn't have anything like that at all.
No?
Literally, 13 years of Catholic school, and there was like no animals to go home with you.
Oh.
And again, we barely had a gym class, so whatever.
Oh, I love gym. That's sad.
Not really. Anyway, but I always enjoyed my first day of school regardless. So
yes. Oh, yeah. I love the first day, riding the bus, and my family, everybody we'd dress up and we'd pick out our favorite dresses or something, and then we'd line up at the school bus stop and take a picture.
I had a uniform put on every day. It was all good. Lots of navy blue happened. But regardless, they don't really care anymore about what we're talking about.
Maybe.
They might be. I hope you do.
I hope you do care.
Yeah. All right, well, how do we end these? I've forgotten.
Well, we hope you enjoy the story.
That was it.
And we'll see you at the library.
Bye.
Bye.
There goes Newton. Once again.
Marley Goes to School by John Grogan. It was the first day of school, and Cassie laid out her back-to-school supplies. Pencils, check. Crayons, check. Ruler, check. Paper, check. Marley was all set for the big day, too. By the front door, he laid out his supplies. Chew bone, arf. Squeaky toy, woof. Liver treats, roof. Favorite blanket, oh. Baby Louie crawled around the corner. Why'd he go to school too? He exclaimed. Mommy looked at Marley, thumping his tail by the front door. I don't think so, big guy, she said. I definitely don't think so, added Daddy. You silly dog, Cassie said, patting Marley on his big blocky head. School's for kids, not dogs. Marley cocked his head and let out a low whine. Cassie was his best friend, and he was used to going everywhere she went. To the park, to the playground, to Grandma's house, even to bed. Grab your backpack, Mommy called out. We don't want to be late. Arf, arf, Marley said, grabbing his leash in his teeth and hopping up on his hind legs and dancing by the door. Arf, arf, yourself, Mommy said. You're going in the backyard where you can't get into trouble. Good idea, said Daddy. And the whole family set off to walk Cassie to school. Marley did not stay in the backyard for long. He started to dig, and he dug and dug and dug, and the dirt flew up behind him until it formed a giant pile, a regular Mount McMarley. Up flew Mommy's marigolds. Out flapped Daddy's daffodils. Away went Cassie's carrot patch. Soon he had cleared a nice cozy tunnel under the backyard fence. With a wiggle and a waggle and a whip-wop of his tail, he belly crawled to freedom. Marley sniffed his way to the sidewalk, looked both ways, all clear, and followed Cassie's scent straight to the front door of school. The front door was propped open. They're expecting me, Marley thought, and he walked right in. Down the hallway he trotted, stopping in each room in search of his beloved Cassie. Marley tried the copy center. Not in here, he thought, and then he took a moment to leave a calling card. He tried the cafeteria where the cooks were busy making lunch. He did not find Cassie, but Marley found the next best thing, a heaping pile of juicy hot dogs. Well, I don't mind if I do. Hey, you're not supposed to be in here, one of the lunch ladies yelled. Shoo, go home. Burp, answered Marley. And he trotted over to the music class, where the orchestra was warming up. She's not here either, thought Marley, and then he joined the band for a song. In science class, Marley did not find Cassie, but he did find a cage with 10 white mice inside. What are you doing in there? With a scratch of his paw and a flip of his nose, Marley busted open the cage door and the mice scampered to freedom. He barked excitedly as if to ask, who wants to help me find Cassie? Marley followed the mice to the library where the quiet didn't last long. Mice! Screamed a little girl. Big fat ones, shouted a little boy. Marley raced to the gymnasium where he suddenly forgot all about Cassie. When that dog saw a ball, he could think only one thing, catch me if you can. Hey, yelled the teacher. Hey, yelled the kids. Come back with our ball. But Marley did not come back. He streaked down the hall, skidded around the corner, did a somersault and slid right into Mrs. Weatherby's math class. Mrs. Weatherby peered through her thick glasses as she wrote on the chalkboard. Oh my, she announced, we've just received a report of a wild animal on the loose in our school. If you come across this animal, stay back. He may be dangerous. Yes, Mrs. Weatherby, the student said. Has anyone seen him? No, Mrs. Weatherby, the student said, but they had seen him. And helped make sure that Mrs. Weatherby would not. When the bell rang, Marley's ears perked up. Outside, he heard the happy shrieks of children playing. There was no sound Marley loved more than the sound of children at play. He headed toward it. Not so fast, buddy boy, the voice came from behind him. Gulp, it was Principal Peabody. She seized Marley by the collar and read his tag. Aha, Cassie's dog. I should have figured. She tied Marley to the radiator with a rope. Face the corner, she said. I'm calling your parents. But when Principal Peabody returned 2 minutes later, all she found was half a rope wet with dog drool. Drat, she said. There he goes, shouted Vice Principal Tanner. He's heading to the playground. I'll head him off, cried the gym teacher. I'm on his tail, declared Mrs. Weatherby, shaking her fist. Tackle him, screamed the lunch ladies. The grown-ups chased Marley across the playground. They chased him through the tunnel and over the tires and under the hoops. They chased him up the jungle gym and down the slide. They chased him past the swing set and around the teeter-totter. They chased him right into Cassie's arms. "Marley!" Cassie shrieked with delight. "You did come to school." "Is that your dog?" Vice Principal Tanner asked. Cassie said. "He looks somewhat familiar." "There you are," Mommy and Daddy yelled. "Bad dog, Marley." "Ba-boo-boo, Waddy," Baby Louie said. Now, said Principal Peabody. "All's well that ends well." And Marley was so happy he jumped in the air and gave the principal a big, fat, sloppy kiss right on the lips. Teacher's Pet. The end.
We Don't Lose Our Goldfish by Ryan T. Higgins. Penelope Rex was 7 feet tall and covered in scales. Other than that, she was just like every other kid. And just like other kids, Penelope had a lot of feelings. Some things made her feel sad. Some things made her feel happy. And some things made her feel afraid. For example, she was afraid of what might happen to her mother's back if she stepped on a crack. She was afraid William Amato might be right about dinosaurs being extinct. But Penelope's biggest fear of all was Walter. Walter never blinked. Walter never talked, probably because he was a goldfish. And one time he bit Penelope's finger. No matter which classroom supply Penelope needed, it always seemed to be right next to Walter's bowl. Scary Things About Walter by Penelope. His menacing fins, his hungry belly, his unblinking eyes, and his bitey teeth. Then one afternoon, Mrs. Noodleman announced, "We're all going to take turns bringing Walter home for the weekend. Mabel, you'll go first." Penelope couldn't take Walter home. What if he tried to nibble her again? Or turn her into dino nuggets while she was sleeping? The weekends swam by. One by one, her classmates took Walter home. I took Walter to Jurassic Burgers. Walter and I played hide and seek. I tried to pet Walter. When the big day arrived, Penelope couldn't pay attention in school. She spilled her juice, she accidentally chewed her pencil, and her notebook, and her desk. All she could think about was Walter. When the school day ended, there was no escaping her weekend with Walter. Penelope tried to do her usual things. When that didn't work, she tried to keep Walter distracted. Distracted goldfish are less bitey. It wasn't going well. And now for tonight's feature presentation, Attack of the Killer Goldfish. Then it was time for bed. Good night, Walter. Click. Splish, bloop, splash. Walter? What was that? Skitter, bloop, bloop, skitter. Walter, is that you? Eee! Penelope decided Walter might enjoy sleeping in the kitchen. In the morning, Penelope bravely went to feed Walter his breakfast, but all she found was a banana lamp. Crash. The banana lamp was broken, but at least it wasn't Walter. Wait, Walter! Walter was missing! What would her classmates say? Walter? He was her responsibility. Walter! She had to find him. Walter! She looked high. Walter? She looked low. Walter. She checked the neighbor's fish pond. There you are, Walter. But you're not Walter, or you. You're not even a fish. None of you are Walter. You're a hamster. Walter! Penelope had to face the facts. Walter was gone. Walter, with his thoughtful eyes and graceful fins, his teeth that he didn't even use for biting all that often. Besides, who hasn't wanted to eat a classmate every now and then? Maybe Walter wasn't so scary. Maybe Penelope even missed him. Things About Walter by Penelope. His graceful fins, his jolly belly, his thoughtful eyes, and his bitey teeth that don't bite often. Then Penelope noticed something. Something fishy. Walter! Oh, there's my old banana lamp, said Daddy Rex. I was going to bring it to the donation center, but I see you had other plans for it. Walter said nothing. He was a goldfish. For the rest of the weekend, Penelope managed to have some fun taking care of Walter. Good morning, Walter. She was proud of herself and ready to face some of her other fears, too, especially the one about stepping on a crack. Penelope tried it and her mom was fine. Penelope's parents were proud, too. You did a great job taking care of Walter. We've decided you are responsible enough to have a pet of your very own. We don't lose our glass goldfish.